Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be recapping my 2019, going through the good, the bad, and the crazy of everything that happened to me this year. So I couldn't figure out if I wanted to do this video chronologically or kind of like by subject, like area of my life. So I'm going to kind of go back and forth a little bit and just bear with me. So my New Year's resolution for 2019 was to be happier, healthier, and more productive. And I would say that, I definitely was not as intentional about achieving those things as I could have been, but I think everything kind of worked itself out for the most part. I am 100% happier, 100% more productive, and I would say I'm like, definitely lacking a little bit when it comes to the healthier part. I did not exercise as much this year as I wanted to, but in terms of like eating better and like drinking more water and stuff, I think I definitely improved on that front. Like I've stopped drinking soda almost entirely, which is insane considering that it was like water to me before. So when this year started, I thought it was going to be a year like any other, and it was definitely like the craziest but also like the best year of my life ever. So in January, Kevin and I got engaged, which was so amazing, and it was, even though we had been together for almost 6 years at that point, I was still completely surprised. Like I knew we were gonna get engaged eventually, but I wasn't one of those girls who was just kind of like expecting it at any moment. So that was pretty amazing. And then at some point in the next following months, Kevin got promoted and I got promoted. So that was definitely also a little bit of a surprise, but very nice. So in April, we decided that we wanted to get married in October. So that gave us, let's see, that's like about 6 months, a little bit less. That we had to plan. So like thankfully we had so much help because like we would not have been able to do it otherwise. So the end of April, beginning of May was when the lease on my car was up. So I returned that car and I bought a brand new car, which is like just so amazing. It definitely felt really good because I never really felt like the leased car was mine, just because it definitely wasn't like my dream car or anything. It was a very nice car, but it just it wasn't exactly like the style that I wanted. And so from the very beginning I knew that I was going to be giving it back when the lease was up. And so it feels really nice to just have a car that's all my own. So in the summer, we started doing premarital counseling, which was not a decision that we made. Just essentially because we were getting married by a priest, we like had to in order for him to marry us. So we definitely were not looking forward to that at all, but it actually ended up like being a way better experience than either Kevin or I imagined. Like honestly, it was actually kind of fun. Feels weird to say it, but yeah, it definitely was not bad at all. And I mean, I don't think we necessarily like learned a lot about each other just because like we've been together for so long already, but I think it did make us feel very like secure in our decision that we are like perfect for each other. Also this summer I was named Employee of the Month for 1 month, which was like, I was definitely like super proud of that. And we did a lot of traveling over the end of summer, beginning of fall. So in, I want to say July, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's July, I went to New York with one of my best friends, and that was so much fun. It was the first time that I've ever gone on like a girls trip like that before, and I feel like you know, I really honestly just hate traveling, but it was 100% worth it to get to hang out with her. And we saw Moulin Rouge on Broadway, which was like such an amazing experience. And it was also my first time actually being in New York, so yeah, that's definitely an experience as well in and of itself. And then we also flew back to Virginia in the summer in August, and we pretty much just spent a week there doing a bunch of like prep for the wedding, and I had a surprise shower, so that was really nice. And then we were just meeting with like the priest and the DJ and the hotel, and yeah, it was very chaotic, probably one of the most hectic weeks of my life, but it definitely felt good to like get all that stuff nailed down. That was actually the first time that I saw the hotel where we were getting married, other than just like pictures, so that was definitely nice to be able to see that before like the day of the wedding. And then in October we flew back to Virginia to actually get married, and then that was of course like literally the best day of my whole life. Everything just really fell into place. Like, I really just have no words. Like, the fact that literally nothing went wrong, like I was just totally expecting the whole time that like something was gonna happen. My dress did rip, that's one thing that happened, but like it was definitely like later in the night, so you know, at that point I was so happy, like I just didn't even care. And then a week after that we flew to Mexico for our honeymoon, and we spent a week there at an all-inclusive resort, and that was such an amazing experience. We literally just like ate and drank and slept, and it was wonderful. I'm definitely really happy that we chose an all-inclusive place because it gave us the ability to like completely relax. We didn't have to like, you know, be thinking about money at all while we were there. We could like just, you know, go to a restaurant, order whatever we wanted, and you know, it really was just so incredibly relaxing. The food was really great. People there were super nice, and just because like they knew it was our honeymoon, we got like a bunch of other kind of like freebie things. Like we got like a private dinner out by the pool one night, and we got like a couples massage for the first time. That was really fun. Definitely something we plan on doing again. What else did we get? We got like breakfast in bed one time. It was pretty much just like a room service breakfast, but still, it was, yeah, it was definitely a great trip. And that was the first vacation that we had had together in over 2 years. So it was definitely a long time coming, and you know, if I can say so myself, well deserved, because I feel like we are just constantly working, and you know, with the fact that we work different schedules. Kevin works night shift, I work like, you could say 9 to 5, but it's longer than that. So I mean, we don't always have time to spend together, and the time we do have, we spend like, you know, doing errands and chores and things around the house, and not necessarily just like staring into each other's eyes and talking. So yeah, we definitely had a great honeymoon, and then we came back and, you know, married life began. By the time we got married, we'd been living together for about 3.5 years, so I wasn't really expecting it to feel different, but for some reason it really does. Like, it just feels, you know, like we're a family. I don't know. So in November I turned 25, which is literally insane. Like, I feel so old. I have definitely heard people say that like 25 is just like the worst year of your life, like it's just like a thing. So I mean, I'm hoping that it's not gonna be the worst year of my life. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people have their like quarter life crisis, but I kind of feel like I had mine a couple years ago, and now I'm good. So, you know, fingers crossed things will be all right. And also November is when I legally changed my last name, so new last name below. And that was definitely like a process. Well, I shouldn't say that. Actually, like, just changing my name was actually incredibly easy. I used Hitch Switch to do it, so that is like literally an amazing service. If you ever get married and need to change your name, like, I highly recommend them. But just the process of like all the places that I needed to update my name, like at work, my driver's license, and like literally like any kind of service that I use, like anywhere that my name appears, like I'm honestly still working on that process of getting it updated everywhere. But you know, it definitely is something that I was looking forward to. Like, it was never a question for me of whether or not I was going to change my name when I got married. I knew that like before we even got engaged, that was just something I was going to do one day. And then moving on to December, this month has definitely just been busy in terms of like a holiday stuff. So like getting Christmas presents for everyone. We sent out Christmas cards, and yeah, just having our first Christmas together. This was actually the first Christmas that Kevin and I have ever spent together, which is kind of crazy considering we've been together for almost 7 years. So that was definitely really special. This was also the first Christmas that I didn't spend with my parents, which, you know, was definitely different, but between the wedding and the honeymoon, like all the traveling we did in the summer, we had like pretty much no PTO left. Like, I've been out of PTO for, you know, quite a while now. And my manager's on maternity leave, so, you know, it just definitely was not the right time for us to fly back to Virginia again this year for the third time, that'd be. But, you know, we had a really nice Christmas here, and I know my parents had a really nice Christmas there, so, you know, we'll see them again soon. I feel like I definitely was not expecting this year to be as busy as it was. I really didn't have a chance to film as many videos as I wanted to, but I'm hoping that that will change next year. It was a little bit disappointing though when I did like have a really good idea for a video, something I wanted to do, and then, you know, I didn't have time to do it. Like, I wanted to do like a pumpkin recipes video in the fall, and, you know, by the time I had a chance to film it, it was like November, so it was like, meh. I definitely got more into like reading and productivity and like self-improvement this year, which I feel like is just, you know, a really good thing for me. I used to love reading so much when I was a kid, all the way up until like the middle of high school, and then I just kind of stopped. So I'm glad that I've gotten back into that. I read Atomic Habits this year, which was an amazing book. Like, I highly recommend that to anyone who hasn't read it. I'm reading The Productivity Project right now. I've been listening to a podcast called Productivity Show, which I love so much. What else? Oh, I've been listening to TED Talks about productivity, which is something that I've never done before, but it's just kind of like my morning routine, I guess. Like, while I'm getting ready, I'll listen to a TED Talk, because they're usually only like, you know, 10-15 minutes or so. So I feel like it's a good length of time for me when I'm like, you know, just doing my hair and brushing my teeth and stuff. I've probably made more to-do lists this year than I have in my entire life. Honestly, it was kind of to the point where Kevin was like, you make too many lists. But I think now I've kind of reached a happy medium where like I'm realistic when I make a list. I don't just like put, you know, 27 things on it and expect to be able to get that much done in one day. But I think between writing things down and using the reminders app, I'm like in a really good place where, you know, I'm not forgetting about anything that I need to do, or like forgetting people's birthdays, or, you know, forgetting to pay a bill, something like that. Like, I'm, you know, I've got my systems a little more systemized. Something else really cool that we did this year was we bought sit-stand desks. So that is definitely like a bit of an investment, but honestly, I love it. Like, being able to just walk up to my desk and start working on something, I feel like is really cool. And I also started learning a bit about minimalism this year. I forget if it was the beginning of this year or the end of last year, but I watched Marie Kondo's show on Netflix. What is it? The Life... I don't know. I think it's just called Tidying Up with Marie Kondo. I don't know. I haven't read the book yet. I should maybe do that as well. But that was definitely like my first step into that area of minimalism. But then I also started listening to a podcast. I think it's sort of just called The Minimalists. And then what else? I've been watching Matt D'Avella, so he makes like some minimalist videos. And I've really just kind of been, slowly, tiptoeing in. Just honestly at this point kind of like learning about what minimalism is and, kind of that mindset, the approach to it. But something that, I've definitely been thinking about for a while now is just going through my entire house and decluttering, deep cleaning, and reorganizing everything. Like, that is just such, I hate to say a dream of mine, because I mean I could just do it, but I'm like, there's definitely been so much going on this year, you just heard. So I haven't had a chance to do it yet, but that's definitely on my list of things to do for next year. Comment down below if you want to see a video on that, because I'm sure that'll be quite the process. And let me know what other videos, what do you want to see from me in 2020? I would love to get back to my original schedule of once a week, but I'm not gonna, put that kind of pressure on myself, because I know that, I don't necessarily have as much time as I used to have. So, I would say more videos next year than I made this year. That's the goal. In terms of New Year's resolutions for 2020, I really have not made any, honestly, probably because I haven't had the time to think about it. But I feel like my New Year's resolution for last year was just, so, I guess, general. I feel like, I just kind of want to continue on that journey and just focus on, being happier, healthier, and more productive. If you want to share any of your big moments from 2019, or if you got New Year's resolutions for 2020, I would love to hear about them, so let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like this video if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.